channel. My name is Senja Eliza and I am super excited to have you with me today. I hope you enjoy the video. So I have filmed this video probably like 4 times by now. I just can't seem to get it right. Yeah, now I'm coming back to this the day of posting and trying to redo it once more. If you're watching this, I may have somewhat succeeded and made it make sense without having it be 25 minutes long, because when I first made this video it was 25 minutes long. Anyways, I'm super happy to have you here and I hope you enjoy the video. So without further ado, let's just roll the tutorial. So today we're flipping this pretty dress and we're going to be making 2 tops out of it. So first we're going to just make a simple crop flip, you know, very easy, and then we're basically making a shirt from scratch from the skirt part of this dress, if that makes sense. Yeah, anyways, so to make the cropped shirt, you're just going to take whatever dress you have, preferably a baby doll style, and you're going to measure out where you want to crop it. Plain and simple. Then you're gonna cut it and hem it. I know some people leave their crop tops unhemmed, and with some fabrics that's okay, but if you're using something like a chiffon, I really recommend hemming them. So just like make sure the hem is secure so that all your hard work on this flip won't disappear into thin air when the top starts unraveling. So yeah, but as I said, some fabrics don't need that, but I still like to do it like every time just to be sure. So yeah, and that's basically it. Super straightforward, super simple. If you need to adjust the fit of the shirt, you can add some dots. I needed to add dots on both sides because the boob area was just way too big for me. But yeah, so basically that's it. That's cropping a dress into a shirt. Really straightforward. Nothing more to say. It's a really cute top. So now we are left with the skirt part of the dress, and as you can see, it's not a lot of material, but we're going to make it work. So first we're going to look at all the pattern pieces and other stuff we're going to be needing for this flip. So the plan is to make a shirt top, kind of like a bandeau, like bodice and puff sleeves. For this you're going to be needing a sewing machine because we're going to be making a shirt back panel and you can't really do that by hand, so a sewing machine is a must. Then you're going to be needing some elastic for the ruching of the front and some elastic bobbin thread for the shirring. So for the pattern pieces you're going to be needing kind of a rectangle shape for the bust area, then 2 of these tiny little side pieces and 2 sleeve pieces. So I adjusted basic sleeve pattern for these sleeves. I just added about 4 centimeters on each side in width, and it worked out okay, but now in retrospect it would have been really good to also add some length to the curve so that I would have more material on top of my shoulder as well. But I mean, it worked out okay. So for the back of the shirt we're going to be needing a long rectangle again, and this is going to be the shirt back panel. So here I have all my pattern pieces cut and lined. I am using a chiffon fabric, so it is really important to line each and every piece because chiffon is A, very see-through, and B, very flowy, so we need some support from the lining fabric to make the top hold its shape when it's on my body. So I lined each and every piece individually with the lining fabric that was in the dress. So once you have all of your pattern pieces ready and lined, you want to attach them to the front piece. So I just cut off any excess threads and attach them with a straight stitch. I did not add any darts, which later on I figured I should have, so be mindful of that. So if you have a bigger bust, it's really important to add darts if you're using a fabric that's not stretchy. I kind of can get away with not adding darts, but it still makes the outcome a lot more professional if you do add the darts, so yeah, just keep that in mind. So once you have the front and the sides attached, you want to measure out the ruching at the front. So you can just eyeball it. I ended up getting about like 8 centimeters, I believe, and just sewed it on the inside of this top with a zigzag stitch. And that's important. Always use a zigzag stitch because that allows the elastic to stretch out more than a straight stitch. So now, as you can see, once the elastic is in place, the inside of the shirt looks kind of off and it's like super unfinished, not professional looking. So we're going to be adding an extra layer of lining that's also going to make the edges of the shirt look very clean. So now that we have the elastic in, the shirt has a new shape. It's kind of like a sweetheart neckline on both sides. So I just cut a similar shape out of the lining fabric that I had left and sewed it on right sides inwards and a straight stitch on both the top and the bottom. And remember to leave the sides open because we're going to be flipping the shirt right side out through the side. So now, looking at this shirt, I guess anyone can tell it looks more like a hairband than an actual top. So something needs to be done. I added some stitches by hand that really helped the top to lay flat. So here we have the top. So I ended up sewing a straight stitch across the top and the bottom of the shirt, and that really helped it to lay flat. I also hand sewed some stitches to the middle to make the elastic stay in place and not wiggle around like crazy. And then lastly, I also sewed in some stitches to make the shirt hold its sweetheart neckline shape. This is the problem with this tutorial, because I was like, I ran into so many problems and like the outcome is great, but this like explaining what I did is like, Anyways, now we have the top kind of looking like a top, but we still need the back panel. So for that we have these two pieces left, and that's what we're going to be using. This actually ended up being the perfect amount because it shrunk kind of a lot. And yeah, I have no idea how to calculate how much fabric you're going to be needing when you're shirring, because different fabrics just like shrink differently, so trial and error. But yeah, this ended up being the perfect amount for me. I had heard like horror stories about how time consuming and irritating shirring business actually is, but I actually quite enjoyed it and I really like the outcome. So for me, I highly recommend. It's an easy way to make your clothes fit nicely. So shirt back panels for the win. Also, it's like a really cute look also, so like what's not to love. So now we have the top nearly done. We still need the sleeves, and now we already cut out the pieces. They are large, they are puffy. Now we need to hem them, so I just ran them through my overlocker. Once the pieces are nice and clean, I also added one row of straight stitch with the elastic bobbin thread in. It just like makes the sleeves gather up but still have the stretch that we want sleeves to have. So yeah, you could also add elastic if you'd like, but if you're using something like chiffon, it's so lightweight that you don't really need an elastic, and I feel like this shirring is less visible and it's just a cleaner look altogether, so I used that. I added one row at the shoulder and one row at the frill seam, you know, to make them both gather up and leave this nice puffy look. To attach the sleeves, I just ran like 6 or 7 centimeters of straight stitch at the armpit. That's the way to attach off the shoulder sleeves, but because I didn't really have enough fabric to actually make a proper top, this is kind of like an off the shoulder bandeau thing. So yeah, you can still wear them on the shoulder because they're elasticated, they stretch out nicely. I've worn this top both ways and it looks great. If you want the sleeves to be like on the shoulder, square neckline, just add like a little bit of length to the stitch and maybe angle out the bandeau also so that they meet nicely there. But yeah, that's the top all done. I am really happy with how it turned out. As you can see, I did also add this frill at the bottom of the bandeau just to add a bit more coverage. The dress already had a frill at the hem. It's basically a long rectangle, and made sure that it was larger than my rib cage when sewn into a circle, and then I just attached that to the bandeau. So yeah, these are two really summery tops, and it's autumn now, but yeah, I really wanted to share them. I'm supposed to be posting this today and I have like 2 hours of editing time, so yeah, I really hope I can pull this together. I also had a cropped cardigan originally in this video, but I lost the footage, so that's a bummer, but maybe I'll make that in the future again because I also really like it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. So if you like the video, if you like the tops, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe for more tutorials or any other crafty videos you may see on this channel in the future. Videos like this, more tutorials, more sewing, crochet, crafts, you know. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go. I have so much editing to do, but love you guys and thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Welcome to my channel. Whenever you're flipping stuff, there's usually a source, because we're going to be what are we going to be doing? Because we're going to be God damn it.